Hello, we have a surprise guest here and he's going to teach us about the Liberty Bell.
I think you have that confused. He's actually going to be teaching us about the Justice Bell.
No? What's a Justice Bell?
I am not really sure. All I know is it was made in the early 1900s.
About justice?
Listen, I'm not really sure. I'm not too sure about this topic. But here Jacob comes right now. He'll teach us about it right now.
Whatevs.
Hey guys.
Hey,
yeah,
how are you?
Good, how are you? You guys have any questions about the Justice Bell? We want to start with you.
Yeah, what is a Justice Bell exactly?
So the Justice Bell is often misinterpreted for the Liberty Bell because very little people have actually heard of it. It was for the women's suffrage movement. And back in 1915 was when it was made. You were right about the 1900s thing. It was made for women's rights, and it was only to be rung once they had their rights. So, wanna go with you now?
I just wanted to know, like, how long did it take for the suffrage movement to actually have women get their rights?
So it took until, pretty sure it was around 1920. Should actually say that on this board that I made. This board that I made has a lot of information about the Justice Bell. You can read it if you'd like. I don't remember the exact date, but it might say it on there.
Okay, hold on. Yeah, 1920, September 25th, 1925. 1920. Oops, not 1925.
All right. Leave this up here, I guess.
Yeah,
So,
that
pretzels. I don't want to see the floor. All right. You guys have any other questions about it?
what does the Justice Bell look like?
Well, actually, other than that, I have another thing. It's a model I made. It doesn't actually have any of the wording of the Justice Bell on it.
Okay, but that actually looks like the Liberty Bell.
Yeah, the Justice Bell was intended to look very similar to the Liberty Bell, kind of giving a similar purpose, except mostly for justice. That's why it's called
Can I
that.
see the model?
Sure.
So how long did it take you to make this bell?
The model.
About 4 days, 3, 4 days, give or take.
That wasn't long. I hear some noise coming from the bell.
Yeah, there's a ringer in there. I actually
Oh.
like.
Oh, that's a ball of wood.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's
So
pretty
what's
cool.
it? So what's it made of?
It's the ball is made alone for the ringer is made of. Let me get this so it doesn't fall. Was made of wood, and it doesn't have any actual dyes in the wood. That is charring with a blowtorch on here and a little tiny bit of spray paint. The wood I completely charred it. There was no spray paint on it, so I tried making this as natural as possible, except for the major bell, which was spray painted. But I tried making it similarly to how they would have made it. I didn't use any artificial. I tried avoiding artificial things, and I tried using hand tools, that's what I used for cutting this and partially cutting through this, and then I had to use bandsaw to be able to get the curve.
Now, I see you use some what looks to be parts of brackets.
Yeah, these were
What-
parts
what-
of brackets.
That's honestly creative. Did you have any like pipes that could have done the same thing?
I had pipes that could have done this. It's just none of them actually had holes in them, and it would be difficult to get a hole just like this.
Okay,
A
I
pipe
see.
would work, but
So what's the bell actually made of?
the bell is made. If you ever do you have ceiling fans in your house? I know a few people don't.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, they're the they're the lamps. I don't know if they're called shades or
Oh,
lamps. but
Yeah,
it's one of the
my
lamps.
my grandmother has one
A few
of
of
those.
those, the
Yeah,
bell-shaped ones.
yeah.
And then this isn't glass. This wood right here, that is wood, just spray painted the same color as this is the glass. That's pretty much what I did.
Okay. The cool thing is, my great grandmother was born almost a decade since that was built. She was born in 1924,
Yeah, that's
just about a decade.
yeah, just about a decade. That's pretty cool. My great grandma, she actually helped with World War II. Not great grandma, sorry, great great grandma. She came from Poland and was one of the women who did the bombs, the guns, assembled them. I'm pretty sure they assembled them, took the 2 parts, 3, 4 parts, and just put them all together and got them ready. And it was a very important job.
Now, is she alive today?
My great grandma, no, she passed away. My great great grandma, I keep saying great grandma. My great great grandma passed away a while ago. My great grandma is still alive, and
You
she
know what
raised
age
her.
your great great grandmother passed away?
Around the, I think it was in her 100th year, maybe 90s. It was around then. I don't know the exact
So
date.
90s.
Around 90s to 100, yes.
So what year was that? Like 19. I'm gonna take a guess here. I'm gonna say 1960s.
1960s that she died, or
Yeah.
she
I'm gonna-
died in it's around 79, 80, around that. Yeah.
Okay. So
She lived a really long time.
okay. So yeah.
She lived through the 1800s,
Now,
so that's
I'm actually pretty lucky because my great grandmother is actually a 94-year-old woman, and the worst part is that she lived through World War II,
and One.
and she actually lived near Germany where all this stuff was happening.
So that's kind of unfortunate about it. There were things about that women didn't get credit for, and that's why it's so amazing that they have a bell specifically for that. But the sad thing is that it's forgotten in time. Very little people know about it, and that's the sad thing about it, that they do a lot, they did a lot, and just there was nothing memorial for them when they didn't have rights.
Now, the real bell is at Washington Memorial Chapel,
Yeah,
right?
Washington Memorial Chapel in Valley Forge. It's the real bell that's there, and they have things similar to this board there that just explain about it. It has similar facts to it. I actually got this off a website, Encyclopedia of Greater Philadelphia. So yeah, it's pretty interesting.
Wasn't the bell made only 3 years after the Titanic had sunk?
The bell was made 3 years after the Titanic sunk, yes. The Titanic sunk in April 15th, 1912, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, you have any questions?
I'm just like really impressed with your bell here.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool creation. I've made similar things to this in the past, not usually historic, but hopefully the bell's remembered.
Now I see it's smaller.
It's definitely small.
Did you have any ideas that could make it bigger, or if there are any
I
possible?
had original ideas. I was thinking about paper mache, but I wouldn't really think how that would work out because paper mache falls apart pretty easily.
Yeah. Well, couldn't you put a clear coating on that would hold it together?
Clear coating that would hold it together. You can do that on paper mache, but it's still, you have to remember it's paper and cardboard usually, so that's
Okay.
that
Yeah.
was a difference, doesn't it? Yeah.
Did you have any ideas to make it out of metal?
Originally, I thought of making the bell out of aluminum, and then the other parts I did wood, and just getting the same supports, but that didn't work out. I have a crucible, and some of the materials needed for melting aluminum. I've molten aluminum, copper, zinc, and silver before, and lead too. But that's dangerous metal. Never work with lead. It's dangerous.
Wait, when you melt lead, don't you have to wear a
Wear
mask?
a mask. Yeah, it's still pretty dangerous though. If you do it in the wrong way, it'll splash up.
Especially if you're young.
Yeah, it can stun growth. You have to be very careful.
Another thing is, do you have any other facts that you could tell us about this?
Yeah, so, but once again about the bell being made in 1915, there are a lot of facts on here. The Justice Bell has a few tours, there are tours for the Justice Bell. I advise you actually visit it, as it is something that is forgotten,
I think I have visited Valley Forge before and
Yeah.
seen the bell.
but never
It-
actually went there specifically for it.
Yeah, I believe I went to
Me too.
Washington Memorial Chapel,
But
Like when I was
but,
really young,
but
I'm
I
pretty
think
sure.
I didn't even see the bell because I believe the doors that I guess lead to it, I
Yeah.
believe there is. I think they were closed because all I saw was a gate that was closed when I was walking. So I walked into the next door and all I saw were some stuff that were used that are old and that were
Yeah,
found
old
on the battleground.
tools.
Me too. Like the door was closed, and then I went to this other room. It had a bunch of candles and looked like a church.
I believe Washington Memorial Chapel is a church. It only I only believe it goes from 9 a.m. and 11 is when it usually happens. So that's usually when they serve. So do the church. I would recommend going to go see it.
Yeah, it's a
Around
really beautiful
12.
place. It's also a church. You can go there to pray, and you can see the bell afterwards, and plenty of other things they have on display.
How come the bell got forgotten?
Now the thing is, when I was looking, again the doors were closed, and
Yeah.
all I saw were World War II memorial
Yeah,
plaques.
they have a lot of those. But the bell, the reason why the bell was forgotten was because it was lost. Somebody had it in storage for years and decided, hey, take it off, clean it up, and just put it on a display. Because Catherine Wentworth, she originally donated it to Memorial Chapel, but they never actually put it anywhere. They left it in a storage area for a very long time after it. So people just kind of forgot about it. Like everybody then, hey, you hear those? Like everybody would have had a conversation like, hey, you hear those people? They're like trying to get rights, and they wouldn't think it's good. Like all the men out there would think, hey, well, majority of them would think, hey, that's not right. They wouldn't agree with it, and which is kind of sad to think about. But there were other people who agreed with it, and when they gave it to Washington Memorial Chapel, they were just like, hey, we don't have business with it, put it into their storage area and just left it there for years. And then later on they realized it was a historic artifact.
Now, when you first sat down, you said that it was one of the forgotten pieces in history. Now, before you even came in, the only pieces of history that I know were the Great Pyramids of Giza,
Yeah.
the Lady Liberty, Stonehenge, and the Colosseum in Rome.
Yeah.
And the Great Wall.
And the Great Wall of China. Yes, that is one of them. Those are really the only ones that I've actually heard about.
Yeah. Those are all remembered probably because you could see the Great Wall from space. You can see Pyramids of Giza from space. Like you could see them from a satellite. The Statue of Liberty is very important. It is,
It displays liberty
it
to
displays
all.
liberty to all. But this displays justice to women, justice to all as a whole. So why
Now-
is this?
And when I was younger, we always sang a song. Well, not really sang a song, but really said something that was called the Pledge of Allegiance. And it got to one point where it says "Justice for
For
all."
all, yeah. And
Wasn't that basically made for? Wasn't like "Justice for all" actually put in there because of the bell, or was that actually created before the bell?
Justice for all was created before the bell, even though even now there isn't justice for all, which that's a problem. And that's why bringing up the justice bell is a lot more important than bringing up other things lost in history.
Yeah, because still these days there's some people who think that
They're better than others.
where they believe that women shouldn't have the rights that men do.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
they think one gender superior, and people
'Cause-
think that, and it's really
Because
sad.
I remember coming across a woman who had said that a man believed that women shouldn't have the rights that they have right now, and they should be still working at home in the kitchens and cleaning up the house, that they shouldn't be out and having like these jobs and able to buy and drive around themselves.
Yeah.
And they need a man.
And that's pretty sad. Humans are supposed to evolve over time, and they're supposed to learn from their mistakes. And clearly, whoever said that didn't learn from anything that happened in the past. There have been wars leading to that, and there are other countries that still believe men are superior, which is sad.
Okay, so I think it's time to wrap this up.
Yeah, is there any last moment things that you would like to add to this?
Not really, except I really do advise that you guys should visit the Justice Bell at the Washington Memorial Chapel in Valley Forge. It's a very beautiful site, and it's historic.
Now the thing is, does it cost anything to see the bell?
Costs absolutely nothing to see the bell. Like they will persuade you and to visit the bell. Like they want you to visit the bell.
I think it's actually time to enclose. Thank you for opening up our eyes to all the injustice from the past, from the present, and in the future.
All right.
And all the
Well,
injustice.
all right. Well, see you guys later. Have a nice day.
I would like to give you a personal handshake before you leave.
All
Me
right.
too.
Actually, text me when you would like to go see the bell. All right. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
So, what do you think about Jacob?
He's a really interesting man, and he really did a good job on this justice bell.
Yeah, he actually did a great presentation and great time for 13 or 15 minutes. That was actually a great presentation, short, not too long, but he actually gave a lot of information in that time.
And like 15 minutes ago, I didn't even know there was a Justice Bell. All I knew was the Liberty Bell, and
Yeah.
that's it.
Neither did I. All I knew was that it was a bell that kind of, well, I didn't actually even know this. All I knew was that the name, and it was made in the early 1900s. That's all I knew. But I'm actually glad that he came. I would love him back on the show again.
And I would really love to see the Valley Forge and see
Yeah.
the bell for
We
myself.
should actually go to Valley Forge with him so he can tell us more about it.
Yeah.
All right?
Mhm.
Thanks, my brother.
Me too. Oh, yeah.
Jordan, imagine,
Sorry.
why did you do that? You kicked the table. Why did you kick the table?
It was just get done. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
He knocked the paper off for a good reason, but you completely kicked the table half across the room.
He didn't kick it. He pushed it.
If you do this by accident, that makes sense. But you were like,
Did he look in here?
he looked at us.
Yeah, I'm just mixing.
Alright, 3.
Alright.
Oh my god, it started.
All right, ready? 3. You know what? Let's just restart. We have like 40 minutes.
Hey, Mom. Why are you filming this? Hello, we have a special guest here today, and his name is Jacob Jarzewski.
You were